Brady's formal.
The Fiesta Bowl mascot Spirit heading down the street here. Spirit, the official host for all things Fiesta Bowl. He's an ideal tour guide for all of the events in the Valley. And you can actually follow Spirit on Facebook. That's at facebook.com/Fiesta Bowl Spirit. And on Twitter at Fiesta Spirit for the latest Fiesta Bowl news.
Hey, look, it's the Bill Williams Mountain Men. They've participated in 5 presidential inaugural parades in Washington, D.C., making this group a real living piece of history. They're official ambassadors of Arizona as well, and they represent the town of Williams in all the parades and the rodeo grand entries all throughout our state. They gotta be warm today.
Got to be warm in the deerskin and the fur hats as well. And coming up behind them, the Donate Life Arizona balloon. Donate Life Arizona helps provide organs to save lives, tissue to enhance lives, and corneas to restore sight. It's the amazing work that they do, and so many people have benefited as well from the work they do. If you want to be a donor, and it's important to register, you can go to donatelifeaz.org.
And here comes the most popular entries of the parade. The 501st Legion with the Rebel Legion R2 Builders and the Mandalorian Mercs. Let's check in with Amber down on the ground.
Hi there. How are you doing? Tell me a little bit about all the work that you do around the country and around the United States.
We're members of the 501st Legion. We're a volunteer group of Star Wars costumers. And all we do is we do this for charity to raise money.
What kind of charities do you work with?
We work with Phoenix Children's Hospital, Kids Need to Read. Pretty much anybody that wants us to come out and help them with their event, we come out and do it.
Well, thank you very much. Happy New Year to you. And they're accompanied by the Desert Edge High School Marching Band as well.
Yeah, they have about 4,000 members worldwide, so a huge group takes part in that. You know, some of the charities were Make-A-Wish Foundation and the Phoenix Children's Hospital, as he mentioned, and the National MS Society. So a lot of groups that they help out.
And let's listen in to the band. Now since Star Wars actually came out, but it's amazing to see how many people still follow the movies, how many people still just participate in all of these different groups, and how many enthusiasts there are out there for it. It just launched an entire new genre. Almost.
Yeah, and how many very accurate costumes you see.
It's amazing the work that goes into all of this, and so many people still involved with it as well. Up next, we want to get to the Fort McDowell Fiesta Bowl Parade co-chair, who I believe is coming up right behind Darth Vader, if I'm not mistaken.
You got to have protection in a parade. They've got
a lot of folks. I didn't realize Darth Vader was here as well. I've been still looking for Luke Skywalker. We've already seen Princess Leia, of course, and but the only thing they don't have, I guess, are the X-wing fighters to
well, give it time,
make it down. But at some point, somebody's going to figure out a way to turn your average car into something like that as well. Lots of stormtroopers. It's just amazing to see how many people are involved in this, but you got to love the effort that they make, and it's got to be great for the kids too to see, especially when they help out at Phoenix Children's Hospital, because so many kids just love the Star Wars movies and all of that has come with it as well. They put out so many of them now, and so many kids just love to see it and watch it even years after we were kids and watching it. I remember going to see the very first Star Wars movie in 1977 at the theater. It was absolutely packed, and people were talking about the amazing special effects and everything that's been done. And
how far we've come in special effects since then.
I mean, so many of the things that they invented for the Star Wars movie or perfected for the Star Wars movie are now seen in movies of all kinds. Some of them special effects that work their way into the movie so much that you hardly notice them.
Well, it's fun for a next generation of parents to introduce their kids to this as well, and it definitely gets the kids' attention when they show up at some of these charity events. Some of these costumes have to be warm as well.
Yes.
There's your co-chair.
There he is, Greg Mabey, the 26-year veteran of the Fiesta Bowl Parade. Now, Mabey has previously served as parade chair. His favorite part about volunteering is just forming the valuable relationships with the other volunteers, and he's also spent time working on the Game Operations Committee. Big salute to all of those people.
That's right. And the other Fort McDowell Fiesta Bowl Parade co-chairs Ed Tobin, joined by his daughter Jorday, parents Ronnie and John Tobin, and some other members of the Tobin family as well. He first volunteered in 1997. So been involved for a while and joined the Fiesta Bowl committee itself in 2004. Ed wants to also thank the hundreds of volunteers that have worked so hard to get this year's Spirit of the Southwest Centennial Celebration put together. He proudly works in Gilbert with Farmers Insurance Group Financial Services. And the monster limo truck was produced and managed by Stretched American Steel out of Tucson.
Here come the men and women from the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, and leading the group is the MCSO Mounted Posse. More than 3,200 dedicated deputy sheriff's detention officers and civilian employees, and they're supported by 57 posses organized by more than 3,500 citizen volunteers.
Yeah, the men and women of MCSO work under the direction of Sheriff Joe Arpaio, who you see there with his wife Ava, and several posse members out here today. Arpaio heads our nation's fourth largest sheriff's office. He has nearly 50 years of federal, state, and local law enforcement experience, actually all around the world. Arpaio's posse is the largest single support team under an American sheriff.
And we should say a lot of the members of the Maricopa County Sheriff's Department posse as well are out here as volunteers along the parade route, just trying to do crowd control and making sure that people traffic is controlled as well. So hats off to all of those people who put on the uniform and volunteer just to get this parade on the
That's
air.
right.
Meantime, here comes the City of Maricopa Police Department Honor Guard. They were formed in 2008. That was 1 year after the City of Maricopa Police Department actually began law enforcement operations. Members of the Honor Guard, all sworn police officers, and they always remember the sacrifices made by their brothers and sisters in law enforcement. Honor Guard members have a strong commitment to this nation, state, city, and department. The City of Maricopa is 15 miles south of Phoenix, and boy, has it grown. It was incorporated just in 2003, and at the time it had a population of 1,500. Right now, there are more than 43,000 people living there.
Here comes a living symbol of the American spirit, the Wells Fargo Stagecoach taking part today. Parker Haviland is handling all of the ribbons. 2012 Arizona Teacher of the Year, Christy Martorelli. She is riding up there on top, and riding inside and walking along is the Teacher of the Year semifinalists and all the ambassadors as well. The Stagecoach traveled at an average of 5 miles per hour and stopped every 45 miles for meals. Coaches could hold 9 people, with 9 more sitting up there on the roof. Each traveler was allowed only 25 pounds of bags. A little bit hard to imagine in today's world. In 1877, merchants John Smith and Charles Stearns opened Wells Fargo's first office right here in Phoenix.
Well, you didn't have to pay for a check bag, at
That's
least
right.
with the Stagecoach. So pack light and keep going. Got to pack light these days, too. Coming up behind them is the St. Joseph's Hospital balloon entry. Nancy, the nurse. Catholic Healthcare West in Arizona, comprised of St. Joseph's Hospital and Medical Center, Chandler Regional Medical Center, and Mercy Gilbert Medical Center. Now, they're dedicated to delivering high-quality, affordable healthcare services and a compassionate environment that meets each patient's physical, mental, and spiritual needs. They work to uphold the core values of dignity, justice, stewardship, collaboration, and excellence. Still waiting for a turn from Nancy the nurse here. See if they can do it. That's a big balloon as well.
Yes, it is. Hey, there you see Ricky Fowler. He's an American professional golfer, for those of you who don't get to check out the PGA Tour all the time. And he's today's honorary Grand Marshal. He went to Oklahoma State University and will be their honorary team captain at the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl on January 2nd. Fowler was born in Anaheim, California, raised in Marietta, California. He was ranked the #1 amateur golfer in the world for 36 weeks back in 2007 and 2008. You hear the cheers there. He later turned pro in 2009. Fowler was named 2010 PGA Tour Rookie of the Year and he was a captain's pick for the U.S. Ryder Cup team in September of 2010.
And sporting the mustache there. That's become kind of a fad thing on the PGA Tour lately. You see a few of the guys wearing the mustaches, and we should say Ricky is by far one of the big crowd favorites out at the Phoenix Open, especially on the 16th hole where I think last year he was throwing ball caps into the crowd as well.
Getting the crowd going.
Lots of people love that. Here comes the Gadsden Elementary School Band coming to us all the way from San Luis, Arizona, located in the southwest corner of the state on the border with the San Luis Rio Colado, Mexico. The band has about 180 members. 99% of the student population is of Hispanic ethnicity. They range in grades from 4 to 8. The Gadsden Elementary Band is directed by Mr. Martin Peralta Sr. and his son, Martin Peralta Jr. The marching band has participated in many parades, including the Disney Performing Arts Parade in May 2010, the Parada del Sol Parade in Scottsdale, the Phoenix Light Parade, the Lake Havasu London Bridge Days Parade, and the Welton Parade, as well as the Hollywood Christmas Parade. What's truly amazing about this group is they're an elementary school marching band. Some of those kids are 8, 9, 10 years old.
I know. You're looking at our future right there, sounding so good. And with force, we'll be watching. All right, the Stars and Stripes volunteer firefighters appear in many of the big parades and the car shows and charity events around town. And today they're riding in a 1965 Ford American La France Pumper fire truck. The truck served its entire career here in Arizona until it was retired, and it's now a real patriotic symbol of our nation, honoring public service.
Great to see so many of these old fire trucks still in service. And coming up right behind them is the distinguished crew from NASA STS-131. Clayton Anderson, James Dutton, Richard Mastraccio, and Alan Poindexter. And Amber Sullins is out there with them.
Yeah, we're out here talking to Jim Dutton. He's an astronaut with NASA. And Jim, you just recently got back from a mission last year, right?
Yes, we did. We flew in April of 2010 on STS-131 on Shuttle Discovery.
And what was part of your job up there?
Well, we took up about 13,000 pounds of supplies to the International Space Station. And Rick next to me and Clay Anderson up front did 3 spacewalks to help replace an ammonia tank on the International Space Station.
Wow, so the Fiesta Bowl not quite as exciting as that,
well, this is pretty exciting.
It's pretty good,
I've never been in a parade, so this is cool.
Well, we're happy to have you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
What? He's been to space and never been in a parade?
It's pretty exciting. I think he's had a pretty exciting life so far. Not too bad.
Well, we welcome him. My goodness. Hey, the car balloon is nothing to worry about as it makes its glorious turn there. It's brought to us by Farmers Insurance. They provide auto, home, and business insurance. Farmers Insurance is a proud sponsor of Arizona high school and college athletics, and they're also a proud supporter of the March of Dimes. Flying high here today.
So many great balloons out here. By the way, coming up right behind them is the Fiesta Bowl Play It Again Band, and they're presented by AAA Insurance. We're going to see them in just a bit. They're marching for the 24th consecutive year, by the way, and we should check them out right now.
I love seeing all the smiles of these kids in the crowd. You see the car do the turn behind us. Parallel parking's next, so, you know, they got to get the turn down right. Hear all the cheers coming from everyone. Yeah, the neat thing about the crowd is the look on the kids' faces as they watch everything go by, just jaw open or looking to, she's kind of sizing everything up right there, making sense of everything. Oh, got to suck the thumb for a minute.
The younger they are, the more they go, they don't know quite what to make of it. There's just so much happening at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's great for them to see.
And keeping up pretty good pace as well throughout this parade. So there's a lot to see in a short amount of time.
Yeah. Here's the Play It Again band we mentioned, again presented by AAA Insurance, and they're marching for the 24th consecutive year. They're under the direction of Albert Grijalva, Arizona's only adult community marching band. This year's music elections include the Hey Song, The Wizard of Oz Meets the Wiz, and Sousa.